Yo, what's going on, guys? And welcome to United in Numbers, bruv. Or United by Numbers. Something to do with numbers, innit? New show, guys. We did the first one last week, and as I said to you, after the United games, I want to try and look at performances in numbers and see if there is any correlation to what I've seen, to what we've seen, or if there's any surprise numbers that jump out. Big up Statman Baines for the numbers as usual. Make sure you go and follow him on Instagram. It's at Statman and then Baines Bains, bro. Real G. Really informative, man, and there's some good stats. So we're gonna jump straight into the Norwich game. As you know, last minute winner by Slabhead. So we're gonna start with Slabhead, yeah, who was most people's man of the match, and mine included, because I specifically remember the block that he made at one end that looked like a sure goal. Romero was beaten, and then he scored a winner at the other end, and also had a header saved as well by Krul, who had a great game, and I wasn't looking forward to seeing in the penalty shootout, so I'm glad we didn't. So just solely based on those three patterns of play, I thought he was man of the match. There were certain things I wasn't too happy with. I still think he takes way too many touches on the ball and invites a press from the attacker. And I don't think he's good enough on the ball to invite that kind of pressure on himself. I feel like there's always a mistake in Harry Maguire because of how long he takes on the ball at times. But overall, I think it was a good performance by him. And if you look at the numbers, 85.2% pass accuracy, so we'll say 85, 100% aerial duels won, 7 out of 7 in the air. They call him Slabhead for a reason, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? In the air, you always know that he's a favourite. So at both ends, he's a threat. 5 clearances, 2 interceptions, 2 shots on target, which were obviously the header, and then the goal he scored. 1 shot blocked, which was the shot I referred to, and also a goal. So all in all, steady performance, innit? I don't think there's too much to be critical of Harry Maguire. Other than that, there was one chance on the break where Pookie got through. Eric Bailly and Luke Shaw managed to get back and slow him down. That's how you slow down and attack Mendy, just by the off chance that Mendy is watching. Probably ain't, but guess what? It might get back to him, bro. Like, you don't dive in, you hold people up and you jockey and you wait for the defense to get back. Luke Shaw and Eric Bailly did that well and helped Manchester United in that instance. Had they dived in on Pookie, he probably would have got the ball out of his feet and got a shot off. So in the end, nothing came of it, bro. Like, that is how you defend a counter attack. If in doubt, stay on your feet for as long as possible and jockey my man, bro. Like, don't be diving in and giving the attacker a chance to step past you. Most attackers want you to make up their mind for them. Do you know what I mean? And that is why, for instance, Cristiano Ronaldo hated playing against Ashley Cole, because Ashley Cole never dived in. He always stood up, stayed on his feet to the last minute, and made you have to decide, am I going to go past him? Am I going to go outside? Am I going to come inside? He would never dive in it. Skillful players and attacking players in general love when defenders dive in, bruv. So, this one, we're going to Bruno Fernandes, who had a very bad game yesterday, but still did good things. I think that's just going to be him. I honestly think that's going to be him. What I was saying in the last video as well, I think it's important not to get it misconstrued. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bruno's. Obviously, he's a Manchester United player as well. I really want him to do well because I rate him. He's a quality player. However, we need to start judging players fairly. You know what I mean? Bruno was out there yesterday with not so much quality around him, and it showed. It showed. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to mention his name. Was in worse teams than that for the last 3 years and got absolutely hammered. If you're world class, you can carry this team, you can do this, that, and the other. The same expectancy is not being said of Bruno. It's not in it. All I'm saying is treat all of our players accordingly, bro. Treat them all the same, innit? Judge them all the same. Judge them on all performances. Yesterday, 133 touches for Bruno, 73.5% pass accuracy against a Norwich team, with all due respect to Norwich, are not very good. And if we compare that to last game against Sheffield United, Bruno's was 77%. So His pass accuracy is still in the 70s, bro. 73 to 77. So again, when I said he didn't play well last game, that's what I meant, guys, bro. Like, the guy is giving the ball away unnecessarily. And it's not even like Bruno's giving the ball away to play defense splitting passes, like long range passes, bro. He's doing little back heels and flicks and giving a ball away stupidly. Do you know what I'm saying? My only criticism of him would be that I'm more than happy for him to deliberately give the ball away, meaning he's trying to pick out a pass deliberately and he's got his head up. But when he's trying to flick things around the corner and make things happen when they're not on, that's worrying for me, innit? That's not a criticism. I'm just saying that sometimes you can just keep it a bit simpler, innit? Now, I mean, people criticize Pogba for trying to overcomplicate the game sometimes, and he doesn't do them flicks and stuff. So I feel like it's a justified criticism for Bruno. 4 out of 13 crosses completed, 3 out of 4 dribbles completed, 6 out of 12 long balls completed. So man was trying to play long balls and giving the ball away, which we saw. He lost the ball 39 times. 39. There's 45 minutes and a half. And he lost the ball nearly 40 times. So that means, yeah, if football was one half, he was literally giving the ball away every minute. That's mad. But literally every 2 minutes, yeah, Bruno gave the ball away. That's not good, bro. Like, that's shocking, to be fair. And again, if that was Jesse Lingard that did that, people would have been hammering. When I said to man that he gave me a touch of the Alexis Sanchez, this is what I meant. Trying to force things that weren't on. And overall, he had a stinker against a team that wasn't very good. So either we put it down to the Manchester United players that he was playing around and we blame them, or we can admit that he had a very bad game. And I thought he had a bad game last game and people got onto me. But all 3 of the games I've seen him this since we've come back from the break, I haven't been impressed by him. And again, that's not me criticizing him. That's me being completely honest. The level I know Bruno Fernandes is as a footballer, I haven't been impressed because I hold him a much higher standard than I hold other players. Pogba, Martial, Bruno Fernandes, there are 3 players in this Manchester United team that I hold above everyone else in terms of my expectations because I know the level and the capabilities and the talent these players possess. Like, there's other players in the team, I don't rate them as highly. So if they have an off game or whatever, I will still say, you know what, they played all right. But these 3, I don't really leave much room for maneuver. I'll criticize them if I feel like they're not playing that well. 5 chances created for Bruno. Chances created simply just means it leads to a shot. So it's quite a deceptive stat in a way. I like it, but then I don't like it because we've got players like Bruno, like Marcus Rashford that shoot from places they probably shouldn't shoot. So the person that passes them the ball will get registered a chance created when really it's not really a chance. These men shouldn't be shooting. So do you know what I mean? The stat, it's always good to contextualize stats. Bruno had 7 shots as well and only 1 on target. So do you know what I mean? Bruno's a very good striker of the ball. So if he can't hit the target, the chances are he probably shouldn't be shooting from there. You know what I mean? Because he's got very good very good technique when it comes to striking of the ball. So if Bruno's not hitting the target, he's probably shooting from way too far out. And that's another criticism other people have had from him. And he only won 3 tackles in 90 minutes. So again, when I said, when Pogba used to lose the ball, people used to say, oh, he's not running back, he's not tracking back and winning the ball back. But Bruno only won 3 tackles in 90 minutes, bro. Whereas Pogba was winning way more tackles and recovering the ball way more than that. So all I'm saying is, guys, when you expect one thing from a player, expect it from all players, innit? If Bruno loses the ball 40 odd times, yeah, almost, and he's only made 3 tackles in a game, that means he's losing the ball and he's not hunting it down and winning it back. That's not his job, in my opinion, because he's a number 10. But we should never expect our number 10s to be winning the ball back. That's what I mean. Just treat everyone the same, innit? Judge everyone the same football-wise. And then I'm sure no one's going to have no arguments because all in all, we all support the same team. We all want the team to win. Obviously, other people have agendas against certain players. Some people just don't like them, innit? People don't like Jesse. They want to criticize him all the time. Jesse didn't have the worst game against Norwich, but people were absolutely hammering him on Twitter. And I don't condone that. Do you know what I mean? And it comes from people's biases. Some people just don't like him. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Next up, Pogba versus Norwich. Only played 42 minutes. Changed the game again from the bench. 93.3% pass accuracy. 59 touches. 59 touches. 4 chances created. Okay? So when you compare that, 133 touches for Bruno and only 59 for Pogba. So Pogba had less than half the touches, yeah, and created 4 chances to Bruno's 5 chances in 42 minutes played. So you see the difference between the efficiency of passing, guys. This is what we talk about. It's all about efficiency for me. And when we go further down and we look at Luke Shaw and Nemanja Matic, who come next, then we'll speak about pass efficiency, and then we'll see the difference in it. It doesn't obviously tell you the difficulty of pass, but there was a nice pass that Pogba played, like a kind of curled pass into the box into Martial, which led to a chance. Brilliant pass, you know? And the types of passes that Pogba and Bruno play are very different. Bruno doesn't play them finesse passes. He likes to fizz the ball into people and stuff. That's why I think they complement each other very well in the midfield. Pogba, his passing is more intricate, and Bruno's is more forceful, you know, like he tries to force things to happen, which is why he'll give the ball away a lot. But I still think that they're the perfect balance in there because of that. Pogba in a deeper position, 4 out of 5 long balls completed, 3 shots in total, 2 shots on target, again efficiency, 2 tackles, 1-on-1 dribbles completed 100%, and then he only lost possession 6 times in 42 minutes. So yeah, decent. And then if you wanted to look at chances created since football's return, Bruno and Pogba both have created 8 chances each. Bruno's created it in 290 minutes. Pogba's taken only 149 minutes to create the same number of chances. So 2 very creative players in 2 different positions. The difference in efficiency is there to be seen. Do you know what I mean? For those that did want to compare, we don't need to compare as Manchester United fans. But when you get pundits and when you get certain Manchester United fans coming out and saying Bruno's done more for the club in 5 games than Pogba's done over 4 years, it's factually incorrect. Do you know what I mean? And is agenda driven. It's that simple. Like, people shouldn't be making statements like that, because now you're seeing them play together. You're actually seeing how much better Pogba is. Do you know what I mean? He's a lot better. It's not even close. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I'm glad that we have both of them. It's the same with Rashford and Martial. We shouldn't be comparing them really, but the media always compare them. Do you know what I mean? Like, Souness always compares Martial's attitude to Rashford's. Like, the media always compare our players to each other. And unfortunately, players, when they play in similar positions to players, Luke Shaw's going to get compared to Wan-Bissaka. It's part of football, innit? So we don't need people stating the obvious. Do you know what I mean? No one's trying to turn someone from a Bruno supporter to a Pogba supporter, or from a Luke Shaw supporter to a Wan-Bissaka supporter, or vice versa, or any of that nonsense. It's just very important to be aware of, when you're judging players, yeah, judge everyone fairly. That's all man is saying, innit? Next up, Nemanja Matic, who came on, and again, his composure changed the game. I think that that's his biggest quality. Because in a midfield with Fred and McTominay, between the 2 of them, they don't have an ounce of composure. I like Fred. He's tenacious. He wins the ball. He's deliberate. He's high energy, but he has no composure. Matic is the guy that slows things down. 42 minutes played, 93.3% pass accuracy, 1 long ball completed, 4 out of 4 duels won, 2 tackles won, 3 chances created, which was more than Fred and McTominay combined. And he only lost possession 3 times in nearly 45 minutes. And you know what that tells you? Again, efficiency on the ball, 93% pass accuracy. Also, what Matic does well that Fred and McTominay don't do. Fred and McTominay try to rush passes. Matic gets his foot on the ball and he drives into space if there's space there. Sometimes he overruns it and he pisses me off. However, it's something that Matic does well, innit? And he steps into the midfield, into the space if there is space, fizzes it into people's feet. And he's very economical. He does play the safe pass, so I always expect his pass accuracy to be high. However, he adds composure to that team, bro. Like in the midfield. And before the season started back, I did say that Matic should be the third man in there, and I think a lot of you agreed with me. To be fair, and it makes sense. Like if you understand the qualities that all of our midfielders possess, Matic is the only player in the squad that possesses that calmness, that efficiency when using the ball. So I think Matic deserves a lot of credit for changing the game. Yes, Pogba changed the game massively yesterday, but it was Pogba and Matic in that midfield that changed the game, because I said we don't have anyone that retains the ball in that midfield. Bruno doesn't retain the possession well, neither does McTominay or Fred. You need someone in there to retain possession and also to bring a bit of composure. When you put when you put Pogba and Matic in there, immediately the composure goes up tenfold, ball retention goes up tenfold. When you look at Bruno, Pogba and Matic, both in the 90s for pass accuracy, that's what won us the game ultimately, and that's what swung it. So the midfield three that we saw of Bruno, Fred and McTominay, we should never really see all three of them together because it doesn't work. Luke Shaw, a player that loads of people were trying to get me to criticize yesterday, and I simply wouldn't, because I felt like this was one of his better games. I don't think he played particularly well, but I feel like there were worse players on the pitch than Luke Shaw, innit? And I'm not going to single out Luke Shaw every time just because personally I don't rate him. If I think he hasn't played well, I'll say I think he doesn't play well. I thought he played all right yesterday. I don't think he played well. And when I say well, I mean, for the level I expect a Manchester United left back, he's not there, innit? However, yesterday was one of his better games. Like, you look at the numbers, 114 touches, 85% pass accuracy. For someone that doesn't take many risks, I probably expect it to be a bit higher than that, if I'm honest. Long balls completed 4 out of 5. He doesn't play long passes, so I'm not really sure what constitutes in a long ball. However, not bad. Duels 1, 4 out of 7, over 50%. I'll take that. 2 tackles 1, fair enough. 1 block shot, 1 clearance, 3 chances created. And we all know where those come from. When you're down the left-hand side, if you pass it to Marcus, he cuts in and he shoots in it. It's that simple. Marcus ain't. If you give Marcus a chance to rap it, he's rapping it. Do you know what I mean? So when you play on that side, the same side as Marcus Rashford, if you pass him the ball, the chances are you're going to create a chance in it, because that kid loves to let fly in it. And that's what we love and hate about him at the same time sometimes. Crosses completed, only 1 out of 5. One of my criticisms about him is his crossing isn't good. Dribbles completed 1 out of 3. So one-on-one going past people, not very, well, he doesn't do it very often. And when he does do it, he's not very successful at it either. And then lost possession 21 times. For me, I noticed that quite a bit in the game. 21 times isn't good enough for me personally. For someone that plays in a space that's not very congested, when you play as a left back, and he's not a fullback that gets to the byline. So because of that, Luke Shaw very rarely plays in congested space. So to lose the ball 21 times, that's nearly every fourth time you touch the ball, you're giving it away. It's not impressive to me. And if you compare that to Marcus Rashford, who played on the same side of the pitch with him for an hour, only lost the ball 8 times. Luke Shaw's lost the ball nearly 3 times more than Marcus Rashford. And he's not really an attacking-minded player. And he's not someone who takes risks trying to beat players or puts in loads of crosses. So for him to turn the ball over 21 times isn't good. Do you see what I mean? So that's why I said I think he had an all right game yesterday, because I believe he had a better game than usual. He pushed higher up the pitch yesterday than he did against Sheffield United in the previous game. And a lot of that was down to the way Norwich played. Like, Norwich weren't really going to trouble us on the counter-attack. They didn't have too much pace. And I think that they were there to be got at. So I think that Luke Shaw done some better things yesterday in terms of his positioning. He was a bit more positive in the runs he made, but his productivity with the ball at his feet is not Manchester United standard. Like, as I said, like Nemanja Matic played in the central of midfield, Pogba played in the center of midfield, and these man hardly gave the ball away, and they were trying to open up defenses. And Luke Shaw's given the ball away 21 times. Bruno's given the ball away 39 times, yeah, in a midfield area where he's trying to create. As a left back, I don't think there's any excuse for you giving the ball away like half the amount of times as the number 10 that plays in a congested space on the pitch. If you understand football and you understand when you play in the 10 position, you've got players all around you to worry about. So you have to play on the pivot all the time. When you play on the left wing, yeah, you only have to worry about inside of the pitch. There's no way you should be losing the ball. Like, and if you are losing the ball, it should be very rarely. So 21 turnovers is not very good, guys. So that's why I said I think he played all right. Certain people thought Luke Shaw played a lot better than he did. I don't think he did. I think that when it comes to judging him personally, I think amongst the fan base, the standards are on the floor. I think they're giving him credit for doing basic things that a professional footballer in the Premier League should be doing, let alone Manchester United. I don't think he's up to it. As a manager, I think that would definitely be a position I'd be looking to replace, but I'm not. So, man, have to give him credit for the stuff that he did do yesterday. And I think compared to his performance at Sheffield United, I saw an improvement in it. So that's my overall take on the game. United by numbers, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Big up. Let me know if there are any stats in there that you guys found surprising. You know what I mean? Also, big up for all the feedback. By the start of next season, I'm going to have loads of graphics made. So I'm going to get all your stats, your heat maps, and all these things up on the screen as well. And add to the show, innit? It was just a new idea. I thought of throwing it in because we got games coming thick and fast. It's just extra content. You lot have been super cool with the feedback. Letting me know how much you're enjoying more content on my channel. Like, this is the busiest my channel's ever been since I've made it, innit? So big up everyone that's supporting. Make sure you smash the sub button if you haven't already. Share the video. Let me know your opinion on some of the stats. Let me know if there's any stats per game, like in the game, that you would like to see that we're not currently using, and I'll holler at Statman Baines and get those in there for next time, guys. But big up for just big up for the constant support, man. Channel's growing fast, on all the socials are growing fast, and yeah, just make sure you follow any of the social medias that you're not following at the moment. Big up, guys.